welcome to another episode of The Dex. Man, I can't believe there's really over 200,000 of you out there who decided to subscribe. Thanks, guys.
That's right. Now that we have your attention, don't go anywhere because 2016 is going to be a huge year for the show. We're taking everything to the next level, and we've got so much new stuff planned for you to see.
So yeah, obviously today's a very special day for us, so why not celebrate this milestone with a special episode?
Yeah, an episode about a man so amazing, he might even give us the clues to finally unlock Pokemon and people's mysterious past together for good.
Oh, what? Again? How many times are we gonna use this as clickbait? 2? 3? 4? 5 times? That's too many times.
I know, but listen, it's time to stop parroting back facts that we can just look up on the internet. We're the frickin' Dex Research Academy. Let's apply some critical thinking to this baby and take it to the next level.
Oh, Bean!
What?
You puffed me up in my heart a little bit.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah.
Bill wouldn't have it any other way.
Roll tape. It's Bill! 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 Bill Nye, the computer PC guy.
Pokemon!
Bill is a Pokemon researcher, and while he travels all over the place, he's most often seen in his quaint little Sea Cottage on Route 25 north of Cerulean City. You know, the one where you definitely can't get a Mew no matter how hard you try. That one. Hours wasted.
However, unlike fellow Pokemon researcher Professor Oak, Bill doesn't specialize in the bond between Pokemon and their trainers. He's actually more of a mad scientist type and focuses instead on sending them careening through time and space. The PC and the time capsule he invented are just the tip of the iceberg, dudes.
Okay, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll forget that before everything else. Bill is just a man like us who's lactose intolerant, isn't very good at Pokemon battles, and has a crush on the cute girl at the flower shop in his hometown of Goldenrod City. Also, remember that last bit because it's going to be real important in a second.
In English, Bill's name is a reference to the real-world computing icon and philanthropist Bill Gates, which is a little too on the nose if you ask me. But his Japanese name, Masaki Sonozaki, gives us a few clues to the type of guy Bill really is.
Masaki is just a common Japanese first name that's also the name of an indigenous shrub, but his last name, Sonozaki, comes from a neighborhood in North Osaka made famous in the classic Bunraku puppet drama, The Love Suicides at Sonozaki. Pretty obvious what it's about though, so that's about as far into that as I'm gonna go.
Wait, what's it about?
2 lovers who stabbed themselves in the forest.
Oh yeah, I see where that was pretty obvious.
Might even be the most famous traditional Bunraku drama ever.
Oh, Osaka, all about tradition and bridging the gap between the old and the new, just like Bill.
Do I smell a ridiculous segment?
That's right, you bing bong. We're putting our money where our mouth is. Get ready because you heard it here first. So remember how we said Goldenrod City is Bill's hometown? Even though he currently seems to reside in the neighboring Kanto region, his true home is in Johto, which despite its closeness is both topographically and culturally a very different place.
Johto is based in the Kansai region of real-world Japan. Where Kanto has dust and ash, Kansai has rich soil, and where Kanto is a modern center of business and technology, Kansai is more connected to national history, with cultural centers like Kyoto and merchant centers like Osaka, which also happens to be the main inspiration for Goldenrod City.
People from Kansai are considered offbeat, with a more relaxed nature and attitudes against typical Japanese standards, stemming from a time of political rivalry in the past. They even have a different way of speaking than most, and Bill, just like everyone else from Goldenrod City, reflects this accent in his in-game dialogue.
But wait, isn't Bill an ultra-modern mad scientist? That's not super traditional. Doesn't it seem like maybe he moved to Kanto because he didn't belong in Johto? I'm not gonna get into it quite yet, but this dude was getting down on some freaky deaky stuff in that quote-unquote Sea Cottage.
Oh, quite the opposite, my little bing bong. See, rather than fanning the rivalry flames, Bill is actually a great example of how these two neighboring opposites work together in total harmony. He's using the most modern tech available to understand the oldest and most important part of his culture, Pokemon. You heard it here first.
I guess you would need to know quite a bit about old Pokemon lore to make a device that sends them through time.
Or stores them in space.
Or melds bodies with them. Kelly, that's it!
What's it?
It's him! Bill! His work is the break in the case we've been looking for. The key to cracking Pokemon ancient origins. The answer to where human beings fit into all this.
He is?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't have all the pieces yet, but I'm definitely excited about it enough that I want to do another segment on it right to F now.
Whoa, language!
Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm just excited. X-Files came back and I'm in 100% mystery mode. This segment's called Pokemon Conspiracy Theories.
Wait, conspiracy theories? Why not the Pokemon creation myth, you know, etc.?
Officially, it's because this theory is a lot more like speculation than fact-based, but if we're being real, it's like 80% because X-Files are back. So yes, he built an impossible time machine for trading Pokemon with past generations, and an unfathomable system for storing living creatures in digital space, but the most memorable thing Bill ever did was accidentally fuse himself with the Clefairy in his Sea Cottage.
This oddly disturbing sci-fi moment is a clear reference to David Cronenberg's 1986 horror masterpiece, The Fly, in which Jeff Goldblum's Dr. Brundle accidentally fuses himself with a fly during a teleporting incident. But thinking about it now, it also kind of reminds me of Kafka? No? Yeah?
Yup. You're talking about his famous novella, The Metamorphosis, where one day, for no real explainable reason, this guy Gregor wakes up and he's in the body of a giant bug monster. Really gets me thinking about how much my mind is or is not connected to my body. Spoilers, it totally is.
Yeah, so remember that one part where his mom and his sister take all his furniture out of his room so he can climb around better? At first he thinks it's awesome because he's way more comfortable, but then he ends up sad because he starts to feel like getting rid of his furniture is like getting rid of his humanity.
Which got me thinking, doesn't Bill seem a little too chipper for a total abomination of science? Take a look at Brundlefly again, literally just barfing on himself. But Bill's all like, hey, I'm fairly happy right now, but could you turn me back into a human when you have a sec? We're talking about two organisms fused at the cellular level. I know so because he says so.
Right, which must mean, oh wait, yes! After the Hoopa episode, everyone was all like, Pokemon and humans are from different dimensions and only Hoopa connected them. Why does it say they used to be the same and get married and stuff? Well, what if people and Pokemon are so compatible because at one point in time, they did look the same?
What if Pokemon and humans aren't just from different dimensions? What if they are each other from different dimensions? What if the Pokemon world and the human world were the same up to a point where in one dimension, humans gained powers that transform their bodies until they were no longer recognizable as human, even though they genetically still are?
Oh yeah, maybe that's why they're so dedicated to helping us. Once they found us through Hoopa's portal, pretending like we didn't exist might kind of feel like when Gregor's sister got rid of all of his furniture. Maybe at first they helped us so they'd still feel human.
That also explains some of the weirder time inconsistencies, like how people and Pokemon have existed for 300 million years. That's plenty of time to decide to help their counterparts from another dimension, close off the portal, and then forget that we were ever the same. A lot can happen in 300 million years.
And maybe because of his mastery of time and space, and because he straddles the modern and the ancient world, Bill was able to harness that ancient history and show us the truth. Or not, but the truth is out there, and I want to believe.
Well, that was literally insane.
Yeah, man. Do you think that we might ever solve this and then the Pokemon Company will just be like, good job, that's it?
Oh gosh, I hope not. Guys, thanks again for getting us past that 200K milestone. I promise this year's gonna be awesome and we won't let you down.
Click here for a playlist of legendaries if you want to keep tracking our crazy Pokemon origin theories, or here for our Oros vlogs where we talk even more conspiracies, specifically about the Gen 6 version of the Hoenn region. And thanks for watching.
Also, did you know that I'm in a video game villain boy band with the Completionist, Sashbags, and Nate Wants to Battle? It's called Big Bad Bosses, and you can check out our first album with music and lyrics by Jake Kaufman, the composer of Shovel Knight, by clicking the link in the description.
Oh yeah, and man, it is so super good. And I even did a couple cameos on the last track. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Pokemon Trainer Alex. Tune in next week for another lovely episode of
The Dex.